Hi guys, this is Diana Innes here. I'm going to be discussing today's date and how I actually move the energy again in my own personal way. And this is my way. So we'll start with the understanding of the Logos, which is the breath. The breath is here, 36. This could be the King of Wands, which I'll bring up here, and it's running on the 5th day. The 5th day. So I'm just going to put that there. Now, if that's the breath, and we haven't outgrown the simulation completely to think that we're not breathing, you'll find that there can be a lot of insult to injury at the moment with the personal, with how we are perceiving our reality. And this means that turning your lead into gold as you're understanding all of the elements that are playing out, that it means there could be disproportion through self-identity. And when there is no ego or there's no play, that means what? Because as far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm breathing, I'm still here. So it's not about getting out. It's about learning how to lean in. This is the path, learning to lean in. So this energy here is totally about natural leadership. How you're formulating the Trinity to master. 36 is 9, the 5th day, the Hierophant. Let's put the Hierophant in. And I'm going to get round it all. Here you are. Here you are, here you are. So righteously understanding how you fifth and manifest, how you perceive your reality here, how you set to society and its rules. And this is an amazing card when you know how to use it, because it's about forgiveness, conformity, wisdom. And on the side here, when you buy these cards, you'll be able to see all of the energies that are used for the unexpected to manifest. And it's got kryptonite right here with the wands, where the king has to control the earth, the wand. And it's choosing to use the ace of spades, the blades. So I'll rub this out. And let's see if this video wants to keep playing, because it did do a runner a moment ago. And I started again. So now, looking at the numbers here, 5, 3 and 6, you're manifesting with that Trinity to master whatever the breath is indicating to you with your personal reflection. Okay? So the mental clarity and the breakthroughs, how you're moving forward with these new ideas. Because now you're doing a spiritual surgery here. Because this is what these energies are demanding. It's a requirement for this mental clarity, you see? And that's just the runners here. This is the breath. And as long as we haven't outgrown the simulation, we will read the breath. Because this is a daily of how to rise to the best you can with all brought in, all information brought in that you can possibly hold form with. So this means being able to look square in the face at insult to injury and step outside as the observer and not make it personal, so you can adjust what is disproportioned, because your self-identity has a dent. And when you see flares and thrusts of energy coming here, there and everywhere, there's a point in our understanding the inner stands through our own reflection. And this is what this place is for, to be able to adjust accordingly. So this becomes a personal embodiment. And until you release it, and with the energies we got going right now, it's deal time. So lean in, guys, lean in. Now, I'll carry on with the rest of this. So now you have a portal here with the 5-5. There's 2 poles there having fun. The 55 here, as we come from the beginning, for the newbies that have not done this yet and are just maybe starting. It's 2025. Judgment is clarity and vision that comes in here with choices, with the 25th card, which would be the 3 of Wands. So that means you're at an apex point to be able to move this trinity of understanding, whatever you're forging, whatever you're really working on, whatever's tearing away from your 9, the new adaptation, whatever that is, you have to make it personal to regurgitate. So here, that 45 is the wishing card for a whole year. This is the regurgitation to bring back spirit, to rise accordingly. And the 50 is the king. Last month was 50, the queen. And some of her residue is still coming over, believe me, you. And yet, 50 is the authority of that emotion. And it just means you have to control your emotion, cut off from that emotion if it doesn't serve you. So then you come up to 55. Well, here's 55. You've added those up. 45 and 5 is 50. Add 5 for the day, 55. So you can literally, but don't get confused, because if you try to computerize your divine waters, you will make more mistakes than you can wave a stick. And I've made thousands. And I missed on such glory when I tried to speed this up. And it was some of my biggest lessons. So I profess to do this daily. I'm old school. I appreciate anyone that wants to jump the gun and go here, there and everywhere, but please do. Bring the boom back to me. Measure twice and cut once and show me. Because this will be where the fun comes in. This is my reward. So if we wipe all this off, I can now grab the pen and simply write 55. So you understand that card and the nature of the card. And the problem with a lot of readers is making it too personal. You've got to look at this scientifically as much as you can. And this is the best I've got at it, okay? So the instability around you holding the sword and whatever it is you're forging with your armor. And you can see people walking away. So this is defeat, obviously, and you know your timely victor is upon you, because whatever's exaggerated with such exertions that has driven such strife through loss of freedom, doesn't matter whether it started with 2020 vision, it's perpetual in its behavior. So this is literally about conflict and putting down the sword of the flesh, standing back, picking up your sword, winning at all costs now with sneakiness, bullies, and this is abusive. So this has to be watched accordingly, because the Fool's in there with communication. So how are you communicating? Now I can put that there, but we don't want to. So we're going to take it and put it over here on the left-hand brain. Here we go. I hope you can see that, guys. Let's try and move back a little bit more. Here we go. Here we go. You got it. Excellent. So now, the next one that we're going to be looking at is the sun. Here comes the sun. Doobie doobie. So this is the positivity in the right-hand brain, the sun, the prodigal son, to return to your common sense, to allow yourself to alleviate yourselves from the worry of these realities. How much we pay attention to them, how we break that down, how we become observers. So the positivity here, this is real good energy to have on this side, because this is over. This cycle is over. I might as well rub the 19 out, but 1 is the magician and 9 is the hermit. If you've gone within with good adaptation, because it is a 9, it won't turn against you, because the 9 can do that too. So when you have everything in its correctness, the 19 sun will give you the happiness and the warmth and the celebration and the rebirth. See, the trick is the rebirth, the 10-10. Because 55 is 10 and the sun is 10. You see? So this is a new cycle you're spiraling through. This is going through the caduceus. This is the drive, the runner of your poles, your anode, cathode, your signature wave, the wave. You are still ending this wave. This is the Maximo, judgment, clarity, inner vision, what's come forth. You've had the moon, the sun, they've all been up there flashing their bits off and showing you what the play is here. That's not the wrong card. Ha! So I put that there because I want to talk about that because we're on the 55. So here's judgment anyway. And this is the clarity that comes forward through these observations. When you're able to put down what no longer serves you, when you forge your sun. This is no different to the dragon and the adopted snake. This is all allegory, narratives to allow you to understand something deeply embedded in code within you that's private and so personal, it's nobody else's business. So, anywho's, this is because of the Wheel of Fortune. This is the form before. Go back to the last date and see where you was there. Give me the date and I'll have a look, because I tell you what, there's some fun going on. I went back to last year and it was on about the same dynamics, but the year number's different. But I still put it up as a post. A lot of you are going through a delayed 0 per 0. There was a fall going on and it's coming back in and it's perpetuating. So to have this cycle here and this turning point in your destiny, it's inevitable now that the ups and downs will be unpredictable. The Hierophant, the energy of the unexpected. And you're playing with kryptonite. This will be your Achilles heel until you learn to forge that into your armor. So here you go now. There it is. 2 10s is 20. But you don't really put double numbers up here. So I'm just doing this so you can see the benefits of what I'm doing. Now we're going to look at some of these big rollers, because I've got a small one here. Let's see if I can push it. So here we have now the 2, the High Priestess, 20 over 2. 10, 10, 20 over 2. This is what's leaving the building. This energy, whatever you've clarified, is rising. And the understanding, and most of these understandings have been hidden behind your fears. The things that you didn't want to deal with. I know, I've been experiencing them. This is why you haven't seen me. So the relationship that you have with your reality is how that evening of the waters of the High Priestess will reveal to you when you are ready to listen. And when you even the waters, the play, it means you're no longer working for those breadcrumbs of the old Babel. This is where the institution and the sacred knowledge, your subconscious, the divine feminine, is trusting itself. And this is where you've had to become sensitive. You've had to become triggered. You've had to become so the opposite of you in reflection that it sat you on your backside. It's not been easy. It's so not been easy. So the beginning of these projects now are your creative endeavors with the collective essence that you're drawing in, and it is strong. And now I want to show you something here. I'm not going to put her up. I want these to drop. When you talk about leaving the board, when you're looking at the 78, because when you look at the chart down here, here we go. Now I had mine trimmed off at the end because it wouldn't go any bigger, so I lost my 0. Okay, 78 is the last card, the King of Pentacles. You're not going to see this. I could get it on my other phone, but you know, we're going to have to trust the word. And over here is 0, the 0 to 22. So I chose to move this way, and it works very well because 82 is one of the heaviest numbers you're going to get to make a 10. And when 82 plays, and it's normally at the heaviest month, it means it's leaving the board. So it goes 0. The next card is the Fool. So 2 would be the High Priestess, which would count off your 82. And if you look here at the numbers, this number's gone, I've rubbed it off, don't worry, where's my pen? 1 and 9 is 10. 10 is 20, and there is the High Priestess. So this date is confirming a heavy weight, a heavier weight than that, but it's still acclimating at its same measure of frequency. You see? So this is how I run off and continue, and it works well for me. So this is how I do it. So what I find fascinating here is that this world card is pretty much forging your fourfold, and it's couturing your nature and bringing everything in to try and harness. And this is why it's bombarding, and it's very personal, and it's invasive. And I really want to talk about that, because tomorrow is 56. 56 is when I explained this, and I will do this one day, I'll bring it out. And I used 56 because 5 manifests, 6 masters, 5 and 6 is 11 to justify. The heavyweight is 65, that's the Ace of Pentacles. This is mastery and manifestation, still giving you the 11, but it's the crossover, and it will give you the 1111. You see, and 1111 is going to give you the Fool card. You can see the Fool card there straight away, but it also gives you 22, which is 4, which is the Emperor forging his armor. You see, and this is what we are doing, and that means tomorrow here, tomorrow's numbers here is an 11/2 jump for starters. And this is the beginning of a transition of whatever it is you're leaving behind. So the movement and the balance here, and I'm just reading this off the cuff, you can all do this. It's how well you can hold this piece of paper and make it become intuitive. So this is where now we release the baggage and we move on. And this is why I said, if it doesn't fit, wipe your mouth and walk away. Because it means that you're either not ready and there's something that you need to gain here. And this has been the crossroads to it. And this is why I say the concept of how we perceive here is a con for starters. So we can write con. Now sept. This is just a little bit of fun here. This would be your conned Christ. You see that? Your Christ. This is just a bit of wordplay where you've become emotionally personal. You've made it emotionally personal, whatever it is you're doing, thinking. And then it means your identity on the cross is all because of how you're conceptualizing your identity. You see, it has to be something that is tangible, and if you feed it back and it doesn't resonate, then you're on a trip, because you're dealing with that layout. And this is what many people are experiencing, and it is horrid. I don't like it because I've been on my own, and I've been detoxing. So, and this is pungent. It's probably the first proper one I've ever done in my life. So getting better every day, but it's nothing to be laughing at. So not that anyone is, but what I'm conveying is I really do admire anyone out there that knows what they're doing. So on that note, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I haven't discussed the profit of frequency. It's 180. The 18 would be the moon. In fact, I may have to go in and do that on its own. So for everybody out there that is having the it's like collywobbles, spiritual collywobbles, because you become spiritually injured, and this is part of the understanding of how to re-embrace a true original. And we're breathing and we're still here. So we are dealing with all the dichotomies of dark and light, because this is the plan is ineffable, isn't it? So on that note, I'd like to say Parnam, Sages of Faye.